I'm hyped, okay? I want this, stutters. Okay, in today's episode, I want to discuss something. I want to discuss DC Fandome. But before I get kick-started into it, let's just take a deep breath. Let's have a Kit Kat. And welcome to Let's Talk. Welcome to episode 11 of the show where I talk to you about what I've seen, where I've seen it, and what's happening and what's on my mind. And most importantly, in order to get kick-started in the episode, I need you to do me a favour. Pull yourself up a chair, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk. Okay, so a few days ago we were treated with DC Fandome. If you're not aware, DC Fandome is essentially DC, so Detective Comics, the opposition to Marvel's advertising period. If you're unaware what DC Fandome is, it's essentially Detective Comics is Marvel's opposition's opportunity to show off the new and upcoming films within their franchise. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, DC's been behind Marvel quite a bit and not really up to the stepping stone, but they've come through and I think they've executed this time. We saw a ton of content regarding the anniversary of Wonder Woman coming through. We saw other content in regards to the Flash movie, Black Adam with The Rock, tons and tons and tons. But I'm going to be touching on a few particular things today that really got me thinking. So essentially, the first thing that really caught my interest was the Flash. We're treated with numerous different shots. One of them with Michael Keaton's Batman helmet. Let's just, what? Like, it's ridiculous. We're going back to Keaton's Batman. DC are doing what Spider-Man and Marvel are doing in No Way Home. They're going back to the predecessor films, and no better Batman to choose but than Michael Keaton's. Apparently we're also getting flashbacks of Batfleck in it and numerous other things, and we see a part of the Flash trailer where the Flash is touching his mother's shoulder. Of course, where his mother actually dies in the comics. I'm unsure if you guys are aware, but there's a scene where the Flash is essentially a young child and he sees his mother essentially pass away. He then goes back in the future, he goes back to the past to essentially watch himself and view those circumstances again. The stutters are happening, the excitement's here. He goes back in time to see his mother's death, and when going and viewing this, he actually notices there's another version of him. There's a second Flash. We see a bit of this scene in the trailer, which is what I think's happening, and what kind of solidifies this is later on we see a scene with 3 different Flashes, a female and 2 different haircut versions of our main character. And then we got treated with Black Adam, featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the actor who has absolutely skyrocketed his career since being a wrestler and is now one of the biggest names in the industry, and he's now joining our big screens as a superhero. We got a very small snippet of Black Adam, but essentially what we saw is we were showed he's extremely powerful, he's extremely jacked, and we don't want to mess with him. But it still brings me back to one thing: I want to see him fight Batman, because Batman would win. As soon as we got treated with that trailer, the hype built up, the hype built up, the hype built up, the hype built up. The hype built up, and we got to the Batman trailer. And then we got treated with the Batman, a new dark, gritty. I was mid-filming. What happened? Sorry. Okay, so I just kind of had a power cut, so everything kind of went down. So if the camera angle is slightly different, I do apologise. So then we got treated with a dark, gritty new take of the Batman, who's played by no other at the moment than Robert Pattinson, the shiny vampire we all loved back in 2007. Robert Pattinson this time is coming with a slightly dark, grittier feel, as I said, and we've actually got Paul Dano playing the Riddler, who's this psychopathic murderer in essence, who's putting tape around people's faces, writing on it, and it seems by the trailer is getting deliberately caught by the police just so we can get in front of Batman. Now this also just takes me back to The Dark Knight with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, where we saw the Joker and he was caught by Batman. He was in Gotham PD, police department, and he was cushy, he was cozy, he wanted to be caught. I'm kind of getting the same vibes here, but what's really interesting about the Riddler here is we've not actually seen his face. Of course, we've got concept art of what he looks like, and we've seen bits and bobs, but in regards to live action, we haven't seen anything. We're then also treated with Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and how she's got this new cool outfit where it's not actually too try hard as many would say, and the little pointy ears I quite like because they're simply just a part of a balaclava. Going on to costumes, we've also got Batman's leather looking suit, and we've seen scenes where he's fighting, he's breaking bones, he's terrifying, and if he was running at you in the night, you'd be off. There's a scene where he's got someone against a pillar and he's just electrocuting him through the neck, and the fear it instills in me is just ridiculous, because we've actually finally got Batman. He's a predator of the night, he's the Dark Knight, he's scary, he's intimidating, and even when he's some rich boy playboy philanthropist thing, he's this geezer, he's still damaged. You see a scene with him taking off his top and he's full of scars, he's marked up, he's in a bad way, he's in bad condition. Even Alfred's got cut on his face, who's actually being played by the director of the new Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer, Andy Serkis. So the cast is even great. I know I sound excited, I just can't wait for this. And what also builds all of this up for us is the fact that we've got this absolutely gripping, terrifying story of this murderer going around and killing people in a brutal way. We've then got this deranged nutter of a protagonist who's equally as bad, and it's even, we see a part of this, obviously equally as bad minus the killing, or is he killing? We see a part of the previous trailer, he goes, "You're a part of this," to Batman, and I'm just there like, what? And then he says what I thought, he goes, "How am I a part of this?" And all of these trailers and all these scenes are coming together to build this really great, gritty Batman, which I think we need. That is coming out next year, March 2022, which I think is going to give us a new edge and a new feel to the character we definitely need. And I'm super excited. And apparently we're getting a trilogy out of it. So it's going to be great to see the evolution of the character. And also, can we start seeing this fit into the world? Is it going to be in the same world as the Joker film? Because it's kind of this dark, gritty part of DC. DC's always tried to be positive with around the Marvel hype, and it doesn't work. We saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, which had a kind of similar edge, but now we're going realism, now we're going dark, now we're going gritty, and I'm really excited. I know this has been a bit of an episode where I've kind of just rambled about DC Comics and DC Fandome, but I'm really excited, and it was a really great thing to watch, and I'm so excited for what's the future of film and what we're going to be getting. But all I can say, guys, is thank you so much for watching and watching me essentially get hyped up about the new DC Fandome and all the DC Fandome films and everything they discuss in the comics. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, great evening, or great afternoon, wherever you are in the world, even if you just sat in your basement. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Don't do any thumbs down, it's a bit rude. Pretty please. Give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, turn the bell notifications on, and comment down below on what more content you want to see, because the content I make is for you guys as well as much as I actually love making content. But thank you so much for watching again, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.